Leading up to this election, there was plenty of people who said Donald Trump has hopes and dreams of becoming a dictator, an authoritarian, and an individual who is most definitely going to do overreach when it came to his presidency. In this video, we are going to see an American former radio host call in to this UK talk show and absolutely shred Donald Trump and the state of America over the LA protests. As usual, let's watch the video in full, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts towards the end.
America is no longer a serious country, and that hurts me because I'm an American. And it is sad for me to see this. The first thing people need to understand about what's going on in Los Angeles. Los Angeles has 3 tiers of policing that exist: the LAPD, the California Highway Patrol, and the LA County Sheriff's Office. That should be more than enough to quell this violence that's taking place. And be real clear about the fact that if this was happening in Des Moines, Iowa, Trump wouldn't have sent a barber to quell the violence. This is happening because it's LA and because his base hates LA. It hates everything that LA stands for. LA has a huge Mexican population. As far as his base is concerned, all of them are illegal and need to be deported. And that's what Trump is playing to. He's playing to a very base fear among the people that support him the most. And it is also deflecting from when was the last time you heard anybody talk about the American economy under Trump? You see, it's not just about what's going on in LA, which is a reaction whether you like it or not. I mean, I'm not any law and order guy, and I'm not a violent in the streets guy, even though when I was a very, very young man, I was in the streets in New York. But the bottom line is this is a windfall for him. This is something that fell into his lap. Violence in Los Angeles. Call out the National Guard. Make myself, when I'm just speaking of Trump, look like a hero.
To the people who think that all of the Latinos or anybody Mexican, anybody with a sort of suntan is an illegal immigrant and needs to be deported.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I used to do this for a living. All right. I used to do what you do now for a living. I used to talk to people.
I know you did. For people unaware of that, you were on Air America Radio, worked on Morning Sedition with Mark Maron, New York City. You've done it all, Mark. That's why I was so impressed, if that's not a slightly wrong word to use, for someone 20 years younger than you to use, when you came on last time. And we did our homework. You know what you are talking about. Quite how I think you ended up in Brighton for reasons of love and romance, which adds an extra dimension to your story. But you
32 years worth.
There you go. There you go. But you do what I try to do. You've written the manual on it, trying to work out what he is doing. So he wants more. He wants more violence. He wants escalation.
He wants more violence. And James, let me just say this as an aside.
Yeah.
Because New York City lost one of the finest journalists who ever lived, and a guy named Tom Robbins, who passed away, I think, 2 weeks ago now. It was Tom Robbins, and I'm going to tie this into Trump. It was Tom Robbins who exposed the fact that Trump was using illegal Polish migrants to help build Trump Tower. He broke that story. You see? And
so it's nothing to do with country of origin or a sincere and authentic fear of migrant labor on Trump's part. It's all about what messages, these images, because it's a television story, isn't it? Not a radio story. You can't do flames on the radio. It's the images that will be watched by people in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yes, absolutely. And remember this, he's plucked people from television, including that complete moron, Pete Hegseth.
Yes.
These are all, but he was on Fox and Friends, for God's sake. Janine Pirro had her own TV show. He's plucking, Linda McMahon used to be chair of the World Wrestling Entertainment. That's the caliber of people he's brought into his administration. That's not serious.
It's such a good call-in, and I love call-ins like these ones because they really just highlight exactly what's going on. And I love when people from America call into UK talk shows because they can give their perspective of what's happening and exactly what's taking place. Now, just to give you guys a bit of context behind what's happening here, especially for my audience that are outside the United States, there is currently protests happening in LA right now in regards to Donald Trump's immigration policies and his administration's immigration policies. Now, there's a few things why people are really angry with the Trump administration. Let me just start with the first one: federal military deployment. Now, Trump has ordered thousands of National Guard troops as well as active duty Marines to Los Angeles, despite objections from Gavin Newsom, who is California's governor, as well as local officials who basically argued that the move was unnecessary. It's escalated tensions rather than calming them down. Now, this is a clear overreach and a sign of authoritarianism. I really struggle to say that word. And the reason as to why is because what he's doing is he's undermining the local governance and the state rights that are there. Because exactly like the caller just said in the call, the local individuals that are in charge, they could have dealt with it all on their own. They could have. Now, the reason as to why Donald Trump has done this is because, like the caller said in the video, Donald Trump has no love for LA. Number one, he's not a fan of Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of LA. He regularly calls Gavin Newsom Gavin Newscum because he's a child. We already know that when it comes to Donald Trump. Not only that, but there's a large base of individuals within LA that Donald Trump hates and does not want to be part of America. Okay? The next reason as to why a lot of people are angry is because all it's done is escalated tensions. Now, a lot of critics will argue that Trump's rhetoric, the way he's labeled protesters as insurrectionists and paid troublemakers, this has inflamed the situation and made it a lot harder for the local authorities to manage the actual peaceful demonstrations and increasing the risk of violence. Now, look, while there has been isolated incidents of violence, most definitely, we can't say that, as well as vandalism, but the majority of the protests have been peaceful, and Donald Trump has completely disregarded that fact, and he's focused on the most extreme actions and the threats, and given threats to use more force. And what he's then doing is he's then also targeting legitimate protesters who are exercising their First Amendment right to be able to go out there and to be able to protest against something that they dislike. This is exactly what so many people spoke about when Donald Trump was running for office. This is a man who has been flirting with the idea of being a dictator, an authoritarian, and someone who clearly is going to enact overreach. And that's exactly what Donald Trump has done in this situation itself. As usual, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm always intrigued to hear your guys' opinions and your guys' thoughts based on what it is that you've seen within this clip. While you guys are down there, hit that subscribe button because you guys know I'm always wanting to bring on board new people to the family and grow the audience. While you guys are down there, turn on the bell notification so that you'll get notified every single time we upload a brand new video. And last but not least, hit that thumbs up purely for the YouTube algorithm. Let's get this video in front of as many people as possible. I appreciate you guys. As always, let me know your thoughts below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.